Live from the KHOU11 studios, it's Great Day Houston. And now, here's your host, Deborah Duncan.
Our next guest went to the doctor for one health issue and ended up getting a bonus. She also got rid of her migraines. Here to explain how that happened and why it's no surprise to him, welcome back Dr. Stephen Hotze with the Hotze Health and Wellness Center and his patient, Melisa Callahan. Hi there.
Howdy.
Okay, so you suffered from probably the deepest depression someone could because you lost a child. But how did that take you to the Hotze Health and Wellness Center, and how that obviously impact your body outside of the other symptoms of depression that we know about?
It didn't take me to the center right away. I had another child a few years after that. But then after reading the book, I could see where as I got older, the hormones were declining, and so the migraines would keep coming. And I read in the book progesterone.
And the book you're talking about, by the way, we'll tell you about where to get this book in a minute, but the book that was written by Dr. Hotze, because that whole hormone world, although it's basic in our body, should be basic medicine. So many of us are still just kind of confused about what they do in the body. So you dealt with depression, dealt with having a child where your hormones changed. Dr. Hotze, just depression alone and stress on the body, how does that impact our hormones and especially our adrenal glands?
Well, the adrenal gland, of course, is our stress organ, and the stress organ produces adrenaline for acute problems, and for chronic problems, we produce cortisol, which is the natural hormone that helps us compensate for stress. As we age, we go through problems, we go through stress, financial problems, you lose a loved one, get a divorce, have to raise a husband. All these things can cause a tremendous amount of stress in the adrenal glands, and the cortisol level falls, and that adversely affects your female ovaries or male hormones if you're a man, and it affects thyroid. So the hormones begin to implode upon themselves as we age, and then it leads to the big problem that Melisa had, and that was your migraine.
The migraines. And so I think I got the first one at 12 and then carried them all through college.
It's got worse.
Yeah, all through college. So the older you get, the more frequent you have the migraines.
How did you try treating those migraines before?
Just maybe over the counter, and you just kind of learn to deal with them.
Yeah. Pain medications, when you say over the counter?
Right.
And Dr. Hotze, therein lies, you know, kind of the root of the problem. The way that you look at things like this is to say, let's not just treat the symptom, which is the pain. Let's try to figure out why she has these migraines.
Well, that's the real question is, if a doctor tells you, you go in and say, I've got headaches, and they make the diagnosis migraines, you shouldn't say, oh, thank you for a diagnosis. You should say, what is causing the migraine?
Yeah. Well, I knew it was migraines.
What's causing the problem? Well, they'll routinely say, well, we don't know. People just get them. But, for instance, Melisa had her cyclically, right?
Yes.
Before she had her menstrual period. I wonder if it had any relation to hormones. Hello? And she would tell the doctor, I think it could be hormonal. What would make you think that? Because it happens right before my period every month.
Yeah. And I had it since I was 12 years old.
Yeah. It goes, take Zolbig, take this, take that. But the key thing is, and what Melisa learned, is that it's very common for women who have migraines to have hormonal imbalances, and it's usually progesterone. That's the hormone of the second half of the month. The menstrual cycle is 28 days long. Estrogen you make all month, mid-cycle you ovulate, and then you make progesterone. So the progesterone levels decline. That leads to higher levels of in a relationship with estrogen, and that leads to the migraines.
You know, and then I was going to say, then you don't get migraines when you're pregnant because you have so much progesterone.
Yeah.
That's why I've had women come in and say, I don't know what I had. I never had my migraines when I was pregnant. Whatever I had during pregnancy, I need to have.
Give me some. Yeah. The other thing, too, is that, you know, with the depression, obviously when you lose a child, that is, I think, the ultimate form of depression. However, sometimes it's masked because people say, well, of course you lost a child, that's why you're depressed. But when the hormones are imbalanced, that also can cause a depression as well.
Very, very commonly, when the women's hormones decline, they have mood swings, and they can feel depressed, they can feel anxious, they have panic attacks, all these sort of things, which can be due to low levels of progesterone, which adversely affect thyroid. So this all ties together with the female hormones, the adrenal hormones, and the thyroid hormone.
And how do you feel today?
Great.
Okay, so back to that book that she talked about. Dr. Hotze has written a new book that is coming out in June, but you can order your free copy today at thyroidanswer.com. We talk so much about the thyroid, and it regulates so much in our body. People have so many questions, so he's written it in this book. He's also hosting a wellness seminar this Thursday. Seating is limited. To register, visit hotzehwc.com, hotzehwc.com. For more information on the Hotze Health and Wellness Center, you can also call 281-698-8698, 281-698-8698. If you just don't feel yourself and you're confused about what's happening and you have not got an answer, even though you've gone to doctor after doctor, I encourage you to go to this seminar. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Well, if you suddenly found yourself in need of blood, are you certain doctors could give you what you need?